Alright, y'all. Today we're gonna make an EBK jaaybo type beat or Ludizi type beat, just like West Coast Bay Area Cali rappers, shit like that. I'm gonna be using a sample from Hocus Crazy's Essential Suite, and I'm also making this video to promote my free EBK drum kit that just came out on BeatStars. I'll leave a link in the description for that. And yeah, I'm gonna just find a sample real quick, and then I'll get back to you guys. Alright, yo. So I found this sample right here. I'm gonna let you guys hear it real quick. So it just loops and then it just drops an octave. But for what I'm going for right now, I think I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. So I just put it as a stretch right here, and I'm gonna just adjust the BPM because it's at 113 right now. I think I'm gonna put it at like 95, maybe like 98, 99, around that. And we'll start constructing the drums and the perks and all of that. And again, I'm going to be using mainly my free EBK drum kit. Again, beat will be in the description for my BeatStars, completely free. This right here has some sauce, bro. Crazy ass sounds, completely for free, bro. Y'all should go download that because I don't know how long it's going to be up for. Probably for a bit, but get it while you can. So I think for the first thing I'm going to start with, the Moogs. So before I actually chop this up and arrange it, I'm just gonna get a sound. This is kind of like my process. I'm just gonna get a sound for my Moogs and my 808s. So I'm just gonna see. I think I'm gonna go for like a little more Ludizi type shit right here. So we're gonna use this one. We're just gonna, the basic shit. So our next step is going to be to just make sure that we get our Moogs in key. So I'm just going to find the key of this. So we found it right here. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go into our pattern and lay down a pretty simple pattern for this. And we're gonna change this last note because our release is cut, so we gotta make sure that this has a good release. Yeah. And then we're just gonna copy this over to the next bar. Perfect. Now I'm just going to turn down the volume of it just a little bit. I think I'm going to move on with the claps now. I'm going to just go into my pack. I kind of like how this one sounds. So we're just going to lay down a super simple clap pattern. Like these EBK beats, usually like the West Coast EBK beats, they usually have like a super simple clap pattern. Okay, so we got our clap pattern down. So it sounds like this. Super simple, easy. Next, we're going to move on probably with our perks. This is what I like to do. I like to get my Moogs and my claps, and then I figure out like the perk patterns. And then once I get everything figured out, I start arranging. So I start cutting this up, splitting by the channel, and figuring it all out. So we're just going to move on to, I think, the perks right now. So for the perks, you kind of just have to like experiment with it. What I like doing is I just put it on the pattern, so I only hear the pattern, and I kind of just go in here, and I just start adding a bunch of perks to my channel rack. So I have like a lot. I have like 33 perks in my free pack, and I'm just gonna go through them, kind of see what I like. Like these lasers are really good for these type of beats, and the clavs. I think I have one in here. Yeah, this one right here. So what we can do is just grab one in here, and I wanna make sure that this is full 4 bars. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy everything over and make it all 4 bars long, so you have more room to work with. And then you can like split the channels if you want in different patterns, but I don't really want to do that right now. I'll do it later. So we're just gonna go here with the perks and kind of figure out where I want to place them. Kind of do like a 4 beat here and then put it up. Boom. And that's as simple as that. And then you can literally just copy that next and move on to another perk. I think I'm gonna do like I think a laser. So yeah, so we're just gonna use this one right here. So we're just gonna drag that in and we're just gonna find a place to put this. So we're just gonna listen to it real quick. So I think I'll put it somewhere over here. We'll do like maybe another 4 beat. Let me turn down the volume of this a little bit. And then kind of as you're placing it down, you can also go back and edit the other ones. Like for example, I feel like having 2 4 beats is a little bit too much. So I'm just gonna listen to it. And I think the 3 is better. And I'll probably switch it up on this last bar right here. There we go. And then that's pretty much it for the perks for now. I feel like as the beat evolves, we can kind of start like getting a taste for it. I'm just gonna turn on the volume of this a little bit. And of course the lasers are a little bit too loud right there, so I'm just gonna turn it down a bit. And I think over here, where there's a little empty spot, I can add 1 more perk. So I think I'll do like a rim shot if I find it. So yeah, we're just gonna use this rim shot right here. And what I'll do is I'll just like, kind of to make it more bouncy and groovy, I'll just fill in this little empty spot where it sounds a little quiet. So let me just give it a listen. And we can just even just do a little 2 beat right there. There we go. We can just turn that down just a little bit. And just to make it easier, boom. So now that we got kind of the main bounciness, the structure of the beat just a little bit, now we can actually go ahead and go up here and split it by the channel and just drag everything down so that we have it fully separated. So now we have 4 different patterns, which is perfect. And what I'll do is I like having like my 808s or slash moogs at the top, the clap, the hats. In this case, I don't have any yet. And then the perks on the bottom, kind of just down here, just so I can fill the space in, just for organization. So this is what we have so far. So now what we're gonna do is I think we can start kind of splitting up the sample. So here it drops down an octave. And I'm just gonna clean it up, make sure it's all good. Here we have the rest of the sample, which is just the part that was already playing. So it's kind of just repeated, so we don't really need these two. These are what we need to focus on right here. So what we can start doing is kind of arranging it. So this is gonna be the intro. And then here it's gonna repeat, and we can start introducing the moogs, I'd say. And we can just grab these three and bring those out later. So now we have a little more structure to our beat. Okay, y'all, so now I'm just gonna speedrun a little bit, just kind of add some touches, some kicks, some hats, some more FX and perks and stuff like that. And then I'll just run through what I did and I'll catch y'all up. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that real quick. Alright, y'all, so I messed around a bit, added a couple more sounds and whatnot, arranged it a little bit better. And this is what I came up with. So the first thing I did was I actually pitched up the sample by 200 cents. And this is what it sounds like now. So it's just a little bit higher than before. I also added my tag.
Santi.
And I changed up the moog pattern a little bit. So I added a couple more notes just to add some variety so it doesn't get super boring and repetitive. And this is what this is on like. Pretty simple. After that, I added a hat, an open hat, just to kind of make it more aggressive. You know, just to give it some effect. And then I also added a kick, a really heavy kick that goes along with the hat and the moog, just to really make sure that it's punching hard. And then after that, I added some stomps over here. So these are just some normal stomps that you can find in my pack, my free BK pack. And then I also went into the zap perk and I changed, I panned it. So you'll notice that when these hit, it'll hit from your left and right ear. It kind of bounces like this. If you're wearing headphones, you can hear it. As well as these last two right here. And then I added an 808. Kind of just add some bass to the moogs, just to go with the moogs a little bit. It's really quiet, but it's just to add that little depth. Super quiet 808. And then I also layered the lower octave of the sample. As you can hear, I layered it with the higher octave when the verse / chorus starts, depending on how you take it. So yeah, just to add a little bit more depth again. And now the whole beat kind of just starts here with the intro. It sounds like this. Kind of to just build up. And then yeah, that just loops. And then I also added this riser right here, super simple riser. And yeah, that's basically it for what I did so far. With these type of beats, you kind of want to keep it like semi-complicated, semi-simple. These beats do tend to get kind of repetitive if you don't add some more variety. I know this one is really repetitive because it's just a sample looping over and over again. But if you were able to, you can also go and add a synth, like a lead, like a West Coast lead, or even some strings, some sax, just something to really counter the loop that's always repeating. And then here, of course, after these 8 bars, or this section right here, I just added a break, so it kind of just drops down to the lower octave. It just goes down. This could also be used as an outro. But yeah, guys, this is a really, really simple beat. If you look at it, it looks more complicated than it really is. You just kind of have to build it up very slowly but surely. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for this beat, guys. I'm going to be coming out with some more of these type of videos. I'll make some Lil Baby type beats, some more EBK type beats. And if you have any recommendations or any suggestions, drop it down in the comments. Subscribe, and be sure to check out my drum kit on BeatStars that just released, the free EBK drum kit. I'll leave a link in the description for that. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. See you guys in the next one.